In this video, I will be reviewing the IndiPro Tools Alpha V-mount batteries and Micro Series batteries and telling you why I love using these batteries with my red Komodo. I've been looking at upgrading from internal batteries to V-mount batteries for quite a long time now, and even when I film with my trusty Panasonic GH5, I do find myself going through quite a few batteries during the day. And it would be a lot better to have an external battery which gives me a lot longer run time, especially when I'm out in the bush and in hard to reach locations. For this reason, this year when I upgraded to the red Komodo, I decided not to use Canon BP batteries but instead to opt for the Tilter V-mount adapter and 4 of these IndiPro Tools 98 watt-hour V-mount batteries. These batteries work amazingly well with the red Komodo and give me a lot longer runtime than I would have had if I was using Canon BP batteries. The IndiPro Tools Micro Series V-mount batteries are strong and robust and not too heavy, and I like that they fit perfectly onto the red Komodo without hanging off to the side, or they aren't too tall or too long when mounted onto the behind of the camera. After I had already bought my red Komodo and 4 of these IndiPro Tools Micro Series V-mount batteries, IndiPro Tools reached out to me and asked me if I would like to try out their new 99 watt-hour Alpha V-mount batteries, and they sent me one of these along with another one of these Micro Series batteries so that I could test them out and compare the two of them. Both of these batteries are very small in size, and the Alpha series is tiny compared to the Micro Series V-mount batteries. I actually couldn't believe how small these batteries were when I first opened up the box. I was recently shooting some talking head shots for a documentary that I'm working on called Snake Heroes. So I decided to use a dummy battery to power the Panasonic GH5 with an IndiPro Tools Alpha 99 watt-hour V-mount battery. This particular shoot required me to power the camera for at least 4 to 5 hours without turning it off, and to record all the intros and outros for this documentary series that I was recording that day. I expected that while filming with the GH5 that I would have used up about 50% of the battery on that day. But at the end of the day of filming, the battery was still sitting on 82%. So for mirrorless cameras, these V-mount batteries work brilliantly, and they will provide you with very long battery life from a battery that is very small in size. The main difference between the Alpha series and the Micro series is size. There are also a few small differences between the two batteries. The Micro series battery has an LED charge indicator on the side, which honestly for me is more than enough to know when it's time to change your battery, and I usually tend to change it before it gets to 1 bar, which is about 20%. The Alpha series has a built-in LCD screen that shows you the amount of charge left on the battery. This is something that I have never used on a V-mount battery before, and it's a really great feature to have. And now that I've used it, I kind of wish that all my other IndiPro Tool V-mount batteries also had it. The other main difference between the Alpha series V-mount batteries is that it has 2 D-tap ports and it also has 2 USB ports. This came in handy when I was powering the Panasonic GH5, as the dummy battery required 2 USB connections to power the camera. Otherwise, if you don't need this, the IndiPro Tools Micro Series has 2 D-tap ports and 1 USB port. When fitted to the red Komodo, both of these batteries appear small in size and fit snugly to the Tilter V-mount adapter and feel like they are part of the camera. I was recently filming in the hot summer heat of Saudi Arabia, and I was really worried about these batteries overheating, as it can get really hot there, and I was working with them in direct sunlight in temperatures between 38 degrees to 43 degrees centigrade or 100 to 109 degrees Fahrenheit every single day. I thought this would be a problem and that they might overheat, as they were exposed to very high temperatures, but to my surprise, they were completely cool and weren't hot at all after using them. And this is not something that you see when you use internal batteries, as they often do overheat quite a lot. So I would definitely recommend using these external V-mount batteries if you're working in hot or humid environments. This also might be something to consider if you're using a camera that is well known for overheating. The IndiPro Tools Micro Series 98 watt-hour V-mount lithium-ion batteries are small and robust, and they feel secure and solid. I really like the size of these batteries as they fit perfectly into my Cine Bags backpack and onto my red Komodo. Each battery is able to support 12 amps of continuous draw and has a 98 watt hour or 6.8 amp hour battery life. The IndiPro Tools Alpha V-mount batteries come in two color varieties. One is the black version, like the one that I have here, and the other one that they also come in is the carbon fiber color version. They both look good in my opinion, but I always tend to buy black film gear, so I'm happy with the black version that I've got. But if you like the carbon fiber version, then go for that one. This battery is around 2/3 of the size of the Micro Series V-mount battery and is also a lot lighter. This battery supports 15 amps of continuous draw and has a 99 watt hour or 6.8 amp hour lithium ion battery. Exactly the same as the other one, to be honest. In my opinion, this is the perfectly sized battery to put on smaller cameras and gimbals and LED lights. These batteries are basically exactly the same battery, the only difference between the two is their size. When using these batteries on my red Komodo, they both give me very similar run times, and when I'm powering my big 7-inch monitor, I can usually expect this camera to run for round about 2 hours or so with the monitor, depending on how long I'm recording for, of course. When I power my 7-inch Portkeys monitor with two LP batteries and I use the V-mount battery only to power the red Komodo, I'm able to save quite a lot of power, and on the red Komodo I would expect this to run for a bit longer. I prefer to use this setup rather than using the one V-mount battery to power the entire camera and the monitor. This way I'm able to power the monitor on the LP batteries throughout the day and I won't need to change the batteries, and I probably have to do 1 or 2 battery swaps throughout the day on the red Komodo. So I can expect them to last about 2 to 3 hours, maybe a bit more, depending on how much I'm recording. My conclusion about the IndiPro Tools V-mount batteries is that they are both excellent batteries to use with the red Komodo, and if you are looking at getting these V-mount batteries for smaller cameras like mirrorless cameras to make a cinema rig, then I would highly recommend using the Alpha Series 99 watt hour battery. Because they are a lot smaller, they're a tiny battery, and if you are mounting this to a Sony FX3, GH5 or a GH6 or any mirrorless camera for that reason, you won't even notice these batteries because they are just so small and lightweight, and when you add them to your camera rig, they really won't make such a big difference. If I was to pick one or the two of these batteries, I would definitely go for the Alpha Series battery. It's just so much smaller, and the added LCD screen, which allows you to know exactly how much your battery level is a huge plus. Likewise, these batteries are very similarly priced, so for me it's a no-brainer which one you should buy. Another great feature about both of these batteries is that you can charge USB devices with them, and I used to carry around a power bank everywhere on every film shoot that I used to go on, and I used to use it to power my Insta360 1R camera and my iPhone, but that recently broke when I was out on a shoot and I was too far away to power it with AC power, and it's hugely convenient to be able to power your iPhone and charge it, or any other USB device for that matter, with the same V-mount batteries that you are using for your camera when you are out on a shoot. If you have any questions about these batteries, then please feel free to let me know in the comments below. Let me know what V-mount batteries you are using on your camera at the moment, or if you've used these IndiPro Tools batteries yourself and what your experiences have been while using these batteries. If you haven't already given this video a like, give it a like, subscribe to my YouTube channel and comment below, and I will see you in the next video.